Hello everyone, welcome back. So, there is my chicken coop. And there is my little fence that I built. And they are going to be primarily in this area until I can train them to roam around the yard. And there's Earl. Earl is going to be their protector. So I opted not to build an enclosure through the whole thing. There are a lot of folks around my neighborhood that just have chickens in their yards. They just roam around. I don't have a ton of predators around here. I have yet to see a raccoon in my yard. I have seen two opossums. Got a couple cats running around. The laws here in this, I'm in the unincorporated part of town. The cats do not have to be restrained, I guess, if you want to call it. They're allowed to roam around. So I do have a neighbor that has a few cats, and they just let them roam around. When I first moved here, there used to be a bunch of them in my tree over there. But unfortunately, when you let your cats roam around, yeah, they get killed. They get run over. It's kind of terrible. But hey, it is what it is. So my plan is to get Rhode Island Red Bantams. And I got in contact with a guy who actually raises showbirds. He goes all over the country. He does the 4-H thing with kids. Sounds really awesome. A really nice guy, but he charges a lot of money. The way he put it to me was, hey, you know, you buy a thoroughbred, it's $10,000. You buy a plow horse, it's $1,000. He goes, my birds are thoroughbreds. So I'm trying to work a deal with him. It was his idea he said he would give me eggs if I come up with an incubator, raise some chicks, and do half with him. I'm trying to find an incubator. I don't want to spend $160 on an incubator because then I'll just buy the birds that I want. You know what I mean? I don't plan on hatching tons of chicks. The reviews of the cheap ones I've seen online are terrible. I could definitely DIY one. The only problem is, the turning them how many times a day for, in the 24-hour period might be a little bit of a problem, and I don't want to, lose some eggs. So I got to figure that part out. I'm actually going to a livestock auction. Oh, did you say hello to Earl? There's Earl. I'm going to go to a livestock auction this weekend that he actually told me about. And he gave me the guy's name. I spoke to the guy. And, the other ones I was possibly thinking of were speckled Sussex. Those were the two breeds that from my research, I think would do well here. And again, this isn't totally covered. And the plan is, if something comes in this area, first of all, Earl will be around. And second of all, they'll be able to fly. Bantams are what? A third of the weight of a full-size chicken. So I have tons of trees here. They can hit the fence, they can shoot up the tree, and hopefully, protect themselves. So we'll have to see how that all works out. So let me get you a little closer to this. So right there where Earl is the nesting box, right there. Right above the nesting box is a window. And then on the back there is a vent. And then we have another vent right there. And then this is the clean out door. And there's a closer look at the fence. The fence actually, there's a gate there so I can open it. Let me get you a little closer. So, there's the inside. As you can see, there's quite a bit of light that comes in through the windows. Earl's checking it out. I do have another nesting box in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to get 4 or 6 hens. I don't want any roosters. My Earl, don't eat the shavings. Come on, buddy. Um, my neighbor has roosters. I hear them all morning, so I'm really not looking, to get roosters. So buying sexed birds are expensive. Um, so if I do that halvesy thing with the guy that has them, maybe again I got to work that out. He said to come over and talk to him. After I go to the auction and see what they have, that maybe hey, he'll take the roosters back. I don't know. I'm guessing that when you do show birds, roosters are probably pretty high on the list, right? You show roosters versus hens. Any of you all that do that, let me know. I'm curious. All right, so we got that. Then over on this side, oh, sorry, Earl, is the door to let them out and their ramp. So they have all of this space. This is about 500 square feet. And then eventually, like I said, I want to train them to, be able to roam in the yard. I have a pretty decent sized backyard over here. So it goes all the way down just a little bit past that shed, and then it goes around the other side. So I left this big pile of leaves this year to make some compost, and they can go scratching around in there. So yeah, I'll have to see how it works out. I'm pretty excited. I've been working on this for quite a while. I didn't rush into anything. Did a lot of research. I way overbuilt this coop. It weighs a ton. I was looking at ones online, and I'll tell you what, and the ones that Tractor Supply, they're pretty cheap. Let's just put it that way. And if you have one, built for you, there's a lot of people around this area that build them. They're like $1,500. Okay, so believe it or not, most of that is scrap wood, and I got it from one of my local big box stores. That those were pieces of wood that were cut, and the customers didn't want them, so I literally got them for free. So I think I'm into it for about, I want to say, the fence and the coop with all the hardware and the plexiglass for the windows and the vents. I'm going to say I'm probably about at the $100 mark. I didn't write down every single bit that I spent, but I'm going to say probably around the $100 mark. So definitely a very good DIY for me for that. And the fence is all pressure treated. And yeah, there you have it. So I gave you a little hint. I showed you the brooder on my last video, my Coleman Lantern video. And we'll have to see if I get an incubator or if I'm going to get chicks. I have the feeders, the waterer. I got those, a kit, and I put them together in some buckets. And I already got my feed. So I'm pretty much ready for them. I just got to get them. And again, I know bantams lay small eggs, right? So if I have to eat 3 of them to equal 2 large eggs, it's really not a problem. If I have to eat 4 of them to equal 2 large eggs, it's really not a problem. I'm not doing this to, for egg production, because pretty much everything I've read and everyone I've talked to said you're not going to save money raising chickens for eggs. And that's not the plan. I just always wanted chickens. When I was a little kid, I'd go up on my uncle's farm, and for 2, 3, 4 weeks in the summer, and he had chickens and ducks and turkeys and guinea fowl and horses at times, and cows at times, and sheeps at time. I had llamas at one time. So it was always cool, and I've always wanted them. And I kept saying, oh, I'm going to get them, I'm going to get them, I'm going to get them. And finally I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. What am I waiting for? Just do it. I could do it. There's no restrictions where I live. I could get as many as I want. If I want roosters, I could get roosters. So I said, you know what? Now's the time. So there you have it. So that's where I'm at. I'll do some updates when I get the chicks, and originally I was planning on getting pretty much 5 6 months old chickens, but it doesn't look like it's going to work out that way. I mean, this guy is the only guy I've seen that had them. Rhode Island Red Bantams. There was a Rural King that had some, but this was months ago. I wasn't even done with the coop yet, but they don't even have them anymore. So again, it's a little adventure I'm on. I'll keep you updated. I hope you enjoyed it. And any tips or tricks or anything you could, let me know, please leave me a comment. I'm looking forward to reading it. It'll help. So thanks for coming along, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. You know I'm going to say it. I'm sending you all much, much love, my brothers and sisters. Thanks for coming along, and we'll see you on the next one.